Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Samantha and today I'm going to be sharing with you the fourth and last palette from the new releases from Revolution's Reloaded collection. Long intro, but it's a long name. Okay, so this one is the Red Alert palette and it looks like this. I'm already in love. It has some really warm pinks, which of course I'm loving, hence the lipstick. I'm wearing the Revolution Matte Lip in Ballerina. If you haven't tried this, you need to get it if you love warm pinks. It's what I'm wearing today. It's beautiful. It's springtime in a lipstick. And I just love it. So you've got warm pinks in here. You've got a bright pink, which my eyes are focused on straight away. You've got some neutrals. You've got a burgundy. Is it a burgundy? It looks burgundy in the camera, but then when I look at it, it looks between a burgundy and a fuchsia. It is stunning, absolutely stunning palette, and I can see why so many of you wanted me to share this with you. We've also got what looks like a rose gold, but of course let's get into the swatches and really have a look at this palette. So as always, I'm going to do 5 at a time. Oh, I'm just loving this first one. I'm going to have to get a whiteboard ready. Oh my goodness. There we go. It's very pigmented. And the next one is a little bit lighter. So I don't want to obviously mix any of the colours. Oh, that's gorgeous. Right, let's see what this rose gold one looks like. Oh, that is absolutely stunning. It's actually like a rose peach or peachy gold. Yeah. I'm getting my colours around the wrong way. That is beautiful as well. Oh, okay, stunning. Okay, so the first 5, we have this matte shade. It's like a pinky, warm pink red. It's stunning. Then we have like a lilac nude shade. That's also matte. Then we have this colour. Now it's not a rose gold. It's like a peachy gold. Orangey peachy gold. Beautiful. So that's a shimmer. Then we have this one. Now it's more of a satin. It's like a rosy red. It reminds me of a rosy red apple, that kind of shade, but it is a satin. There's a little bit of a sheen there. And the last one is a peachy pink matte. So that's your first row. Let's go into the second row. This is beautiful. Oh, that's swatched beautifully as well. Let me just clean that off so we have no mixes. Oh, that is gorgeous. I'm going to say that about each colour. Stunning. And we're going into a white. So I wanted to clean that off, and here's that purple. Now that I'm going to double up. That was a little bit of a surprise there. Okay. Now here's the next 5. So there's your next 5. So we're starting off with this one, which is that it's like a magenta pink. It's matte. Then we have this. Now it looks like a gold, but then when you swatch it, it's much more intense. It's a little bit of a, well, it's very rich and sumptuous, that gold there. This one is that vibrant. Now I'm very surprised by this. It's that middle shade there. Now usually these really bright, vibrant pinks swatch really badly. That is just a light swatch, and that's how pigmented it came off. This is the white. I'm not sure why they've put that white in there. Perhaps it could work to lighten up that area just under the brow. But yeah, not sure about that one yet, but we'll see. I'd have preferred perhaps a cream, but we'll see. And then this is that really intense magenta, and I had to double it up. Not very pigmented at all, but of course we will see if I choose obviously to use that. Now we're into the third row. Okay. it seems like the colours that I'm expecting to be really pigmented aren't so pigmented, and then the ones that I'm expecting not to be pigmented are. Okay, this is your third row. So we've got this shimmer here, it's a pink. Not a icy pink at all, it's a little bit more warm than that. You can see that from the swatch, but still very delicate, you know, from the delicate pink family of colours. Then we have this matte shade. Now I expected this to be very rich and vibrant, but it's come off quite sheer, as you can see. Then we've got this matte caramel brown. I expected that to be sheer and it wasn't. It came off really well on the swatch. This one, which is this orange here, I expected that to be very, very light on the swatch, but it came off really, really intense. Love that. And then the very last shade is that beautiful, rich, warm pink. Very, very light, but it's like a nearly brown, that kind of pink. So beautiful, love it. So I'll just go and show you the swatches again. So we've got row 1, row 2, and then we've got row 3 there. Okay, now of course we're going into the look. So let me just pop my hair back. In fact, I'm just going to manoeuvre my mirror a little bit because I can't actually see my eyes. There we go. Okay, so as always, not quite sure again what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to be inspired by my lip shade, but you never know. So I've got my Primark Eye Contour. I'm definitely going to go in with this shade here first of all. It's the last shade on the first row. I just really love it. So let's go into that. Again, as with all of the other, excuse me, all of the other palettes, they're quite dusty. Now, I actually wore the blue Deep Dive palette yesterday. That's not as dusty, not a dusky pink as I expected. Doesn't translate the same. How weird is that? That's that one, but on the eye it's nearly orange. Okay, I'm gonna have to share this out. So yesterday I shared with you the Deep Dive palette. That one, the look again that I shared with you lasted on my eye all day. Very, very pleased with that look. Very pleased with how it performed. So if you were waiting for me to say how that one performed on the eye and lasted, you know, before you ordered, yeah, lasted perfectly well on my eyes. In fact, I was really, really impressed. What I will say with that one, actually, I had a tiny little bit of rubbing on the crease, but apart from that, nothing. It looked exactly as I applied it on camera. Now, I'm still surprised by this colour. It's not like a warm pink. It's more like a warm orangey pink. So very strange indeed. I'm going to just get a little bit of that white actually on the same brush and just pop that here. See how that works, because it was more intense than what I expected. Yeah, it's worked. The white, I would have preferred a little bit of a cream, to be honest, but the white works perfectly to brighten up that area. And if you do go in with a shade that you think is going to be, you know, it turns out to be brighter than you expected, that white actually works just to blend the edge out there. I'm going to actually put, should I put that peach or should I put another colour? I think I'll move on to the crease now. I'm going to go in with, what should I go in with? I think I'm going to go in with this one here. We're going to keep it bright, we're going to keep it intense, I think. Wow. It's definitely going to be intense. I expected that to be much more intense. It's not as intense as I expected actually. that shade there, if I remember rightly, yeah, it didn't swatch terribly well, and it's again not gone onto the eye terribly well. I think that's that one, isn't it? Row, where have I got? Yeah, row, it is that one. Row 3, I'm thinking I'm going to have to build it up a little bit. Yeah, building it up works a little bit better. I'll just try that on the other side. Yeah. I don't know, it's I suppose I'm expecting it to be really, it really is intense now. It's working. I didn't set my base, but that shade needs a powder underneath. But I expected it to be red, and it's not red. It's like I don't know. It's a red, but it reminds me of a pink underneath. But yeah, I wanted this to be more of a warm pink look rather than a red. But you know, you can't always tell what these shades are going to look like on the eye. So I think I'm definitely going to go in with that first shade and put that underneath the eye, and then I can see what I'm doing, I suppose. That looks really nice underneath the eye. Love that. And I'm just going to go in with that same colour. So mirror what I've done on the top. So the second shade, and I'm just bringing that round now. Like that. That's beautiful. Now I'm just getting my 251 Eye Increase Contour Brush. Very fluffy, and I'm just going to blend out this edge. Just making sure that they look similar in the viewfinder. I don't know why I look in there. Yeah, perfect. Now what I'm going to do is, there's no deep shades in here. There's no like really deep browns or, you know, deeper tones in here to deepen up that, you know, crease area. I think I'm going to try this. Now, I don't know if I hope that when I look back at this, it's picking it up, but it is not as deep as I'm seeing it. It's more like this one, a little bit deeper than that. So I'm going to go in with this one, the deeper one out of the two, and just see if I can deepen up that crease there, and that has worked beautifully. I really like that. Love that. Beautiful. I'm going to have to blend that out a little bit. Oh, love that purple. Now, I'm getting what I'm calling a colour switcher. It works exactly the same, but it's only, I think, £1.50 or £2 from Primark. And I'm just cleaning it off the brush, because what I want to do now is go light again. This edge here is just too harsh for me, so I'm going back into that shade there. It's like a peachy dusky pink. I'm just going to blend that out a little bit. Don't want it quite so harsh, a little bit softer. That's beautiful. I really like what that purple's done to the pinks. again on the other side. Oh, gorgeous. I'm going into the white again just to soften that edge up as well. I'm just going into with my concealer brush, and I'm just going to clean up that edge near the brow a little bit. Now I'm going to get my fluffy brush again. Got a little tiny fleck of fallout. This side doesn't look as intense. I'm just going to go in with that purple again. Just take that up. That's better. With that first shade, I've wiped out a little bit of the depth there. Gorgeous. I will look back on this and say, I don't know why you fussed, Samantha, it looks great. Okay, so that is the mattes, I think. That purple, wow. Oh. It's just something different, isn't it? It's rather than going in with a, you know, a brown or a black or something like that, just something totally different. Now, because it's different to what I expected because of the shades in the palette. I expected this one to be like a, I don't know, it's reminding me of the name of my lipstick actually, like a tutu kind of shade, that kind of thing. Obviously it came off a little bit different. I don't know whether to go in with this shade here because I don't know, it's reminding me of Red Velvet Cake. I don't know whether to go in with that one and then go over the top with the rosy gold one next to it. I think that's what I'll do. Really try out these colours. I mean, wow, Dorothy Slippers comes to mind. So let's just tap that on and see what it does. It's red, but it's there's something different with it. It's red, but it's, I don't know, is it a true scarlet? Perhaps that's what I'm thinking of. It is beautiful. I'm going to actually not take it all the way in. I'm going to get my eye contour brush and go into that purple again and just go sweep that across like that. Okay, now what I'm going to do is go into that middle shade on the top row, and I don't want to cancel out the red, so I'm just tapping it on because what I want to do is just add something to that shade. That red that I put on first is much more of a subtle shimmer, and I want a little bit more intensity, so I've just used it like a topper. Now and I have got the right brush today. This is the 250 pencil and powder smudge brush with the point, and I'm glad that I picked up the right one because I'm going into that shade again, but this time I want more intensity, so I want it to be much more of a covering on the lid. Blend it in with that ruby slipper kind of shade, and then in a corner highlight. Because it's got an undertone of like a red or an orange, that kind of thing, it really does work with the you know, the ruby slipper kind of shade that I applied first. Just obviously blending that in slightly. Oh, gorgeous. Okay, so that's the look so far. I'll just give you a close-up before I apply the accessories. So that is the look so far. oh, that Dorothy slipper. I'm calling it that because obviously these don't have names, but that that shade on the lid is just beautiful. Wow, gorgeous. Yeah, I'm just making sure that everything is fine. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of liner now. Of course, it is the Revolution HD waterproof gel liner. I've said this every week because it's now sold out on the Revolution site because it's only £3 and it is beautiful. But if you obviously want it, do sign up for email notifications, and once it becomes available again, they will let you know, and then of course you can just quickly go ahead, add it to your basket and order it. I've got a hair or a bristle on the end there. Let me just take that off. Now of course this is the Mascara Revolution. Takes me a few moments just to coat all my lashes. So apologies. Just going to clean that off slightly and then add a little bit at the bottom. There we go. So that is my look using the new reloaded Red Alert palette. Let me just open it again. Oh, wow. I'm going to get close up. That is stunning. I wasn't expecting to like this. I love the colours to look at, but I do find that these kind of colours on the eye usually just looks like a real, you know, red-eyed look. And yes, this is red, but there's something different to it, and I think that they've been really clever with the shades that they've applied in here. This one, it looks very, very deep on camera. Actually, it, like I said before, it's like this, but deeper, a little bit deeper, and it worked beautifully in the crease. It adds a little bit of something else. I'm in love with this shade here. I'm calling it the Ruby Slipper shade. I'm in love with it. It's hard panned a little bit, but these don't, again, there's a little bit of kick up. Don't let that put you off. There's a little bit of hard panning there. Again, don't let that put you off, because these are so soft that you can just obviously use a brush and that will be fine. It's happened before, and I can continue to go on using them. So don't worry about that. These are only £4. You can pick this palette up at just revolutionbeauty.com. Superdrug only has, I think, a couple of the new palettes. Doesn't have the deep dive or Red Alert as far as I was aware yesterday. Obviously after I've filmed and once I have a look at Superdrug again, if those palettes are available, I'll have the links down below for you. But yeah, I think this is a really different palette. I said in yesterday's video in the title, do I think that it's a blue blood kind of dupe? I'm not sure. Is this a red, the red version to Jeffree Star's, I can't remember the name of it now, Blood Sugar, that's it. Do I think that this is a Blood Sugar dupe? I'm not quite sure. I don't have any of those, but there's been a lot of talk about all of these new palettes being dupes for something else. So I would love it if you let me know, actually, if you think that this is a Blood Sugar dupe. I'm not 100% sure because I think that that palette is extremely red. I think some shades in here are quite reminiscent, but whether or not it's a complete dupe, not sure. But it will give you that kind of look as well as deep dive from yesterday. Like I say, I really like the cleverness within this palette. I think the shades are really well put together. I absolutely love the look. I would love to hear your thoughts. What are you thinking about this palette? What are you thinking about the eye look? As always, would love to hear from you. And of course, if you have just stumbled across my channel, I would love it if you subscribe to watch further videos. So do stick around for that. But as always, until tomorrow, thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Bye.